The game is played in portrait mode only. To switch the TalkBack accessibility feature on or off, press these three buttons simultaneously: volume up, volume down, and the power button. Okay. Hello, and welcome to the audio game At the Voice's End. The game has no graphics at all, but instead there are very realistic-sounding 3D soundscapes to enjoy. You need to have headphones on and plugged in. Anytime during the game, you can swipe the screen towards you and enter the game menu. Then you can return to the game, listen to the whole paragraph again, or quit the game and continue later. Okay. Now please swipe the screen towards you and enter the game menu. This is the game menu. This sound indicates that you need to make a decision in the game. To do so, press your finger on the touchscreen and circle around it. Keep your finger pressed until you find the desired option. Once you release your finger, the decision is made and the story goes on. What do you wish to do? Return to the game. Quit for now. Listen to the previous chapter again. Return to the game. Okay, that's it. The game is about to start. You should hear this sound from your left. If that is correct, you're ready to play.
What is going on? What happened? Where am I?
Relax, Mr. Burton. Or may I call you Clive? You're now at the Central Hospital, recovering from surgery. 3 days ago, you were in a serious car accident.
Who are you?
I'm your therapist, Mrs Galway. You've gone through a serious injury, Mr. Burton. Hopefully our therapy sessions will help you to remember what happened.
What happened is that, I don't think anything happened.
You're suffering from post-traumatic stress reaction. It is quite common in these kinds of very stressful and critical situations. Your memories will return little by little.
Okay. Right.
I want to assure you that all we talk about is confidential. You can tell me anything you want. For example, could you tell me what color your car is?
Oh, sure. It's a dark brown Xandia. But I just need to know. My legs hurt.
One new message in account G4118@gmail.com. From Foodpanda. Subject: we handpicked these. Hand face for you. Okay, hand.
May I remove the eye patches? I can barely hear your voice.
Oh, please, let them be. There are minor bruises on your feet. They will be normal. You're lucky to be alive. But, you were not so fortunate with your eyesight. The doctors could not recover your vision.
What? So, I won't be able to see.
Mr. Burton, I understand that these are very unfortunate news. Your eyesight is lost. I am terribly, terribly sorry.
Well, how did that happen exactly?
I don't know all the details. You were driving alone at about 3:30 a.m. Saturday morning. The crashed vehicle was your own car, and for some reason you drove off-road. Nobody saw the accident, but about an hour later, an early hiker called the police.
Okay, then. I don't have such memories.
You had no alcohol or other substances in your test results. Always when the losses are as severe as this, the patient will join the long-term rehabilitation process, which includes therapy.
Right. I feel weak. I can barely move my hands. I'm too tired.
Yes, sleep now, Mr. Burton. It is perfectly safe here. We're happy to have you here at the infirmary. How are you doing?
I don't know. A headache. I'm not sure where I am, to be honest.
There's a police investigator, Mr. Waskey, visiting us during this session. He needs to ask you some questions.
All right. I am Federal Police Investigator Tim Waskey, and I have a series of questions in this point. So, you were speeding up, Mr. Burton, and you lost control of the vehicle. Why in such a hurry?
Ha. I needed to meet somebody.
Yes, sir. Obviously. And you work in an exceptional field, Mr. Burton. You are a private detective, if I have grasped it correctly. Your assignments concern mainly jealous lovers and husbands, right?
Well, I've traced lost puppies as well.
Sure you have. What case were you working on 6th of June? Just a day before your accident.
I was going to the Rutherlands. There was a snooping operation going on.
Right. You seem to remember something. And the name of the customer?
I don't remember that.
Well, let me refresh. It was an artist. A guy who calls himself with the name Barksy. Sounds like a dog. When did you call him?
About 20 minutes before.
Now, listen. We have examined your phone history, and there's no such call. Do you use some prepaid SIM cards when you call to the Rutherlands?
What? No, I don't.
Okay, 2 months ago, you were on a round trip. What was your business on the East Ringway on the 7th of April around 8 p.m.?
Well, how the hell could I remember?
Yes, well, you see, the very same brown Xandia was spotted in the cameras right there. What were you up to, Mr. Burton?
Oh, that. It was probably the Willow Points case. Restraining order violations were frequent according to that lady. I had to find evidence about a jealous ex-husband. Yeah, that's what it was.
Right, right. And you are aware that your car has a bullet hole. Where did that come from, Mr. Burton?
What? A bullet hole?
Well, it has been shot by a light rifle or a pistol. And it's been shot recently.
Where is the hole exactly?
It's on the back bumper, on the left. Quite small mark. But it aroused some questions. Were you chased, Mr. Burton? Did somebody want to add one more head of a detective into his collections? Or what?
I've no idea. My memory appears to be gone. I can't remember.
Mr. Waskey, as we spoke, my client is suffering from post-traumatic stress reaction. He has a lot to overcome. Rehabilitation will start here at the therapy sessions and at the physical. We will go for a swim after 2 weeks.
Oh, really? Yes. Please do that. I will come back and ask the same questions again once he starts to remember a bit better. Mr. Burton will be charged for speeding, of course. You see, if driving off the road was his own fault, then the insurance company won't compensate any material losses. Oh, one last thing, Mr. Burton. You do have a registered gun, don't you?
Yes. Ferretta, 33. It should be at home, in the drawer.
I presume it's okay if we pick it up for further investigations.
All right. Be my guest. And Waskey, oil it as you go. It hasn't been fired for a while.
Well, that's not necessary. In fact, I don't think you need it anymore. This is, of course, more of a concern of your personal safety, as you will be released in a few days. Goodbye, then, Mr. Burton and Mrs. Galway. Was it?
I'm sorry that he was not able to have a kinder approach to your situation. Please rest and let's listen to these relaxation soundscapes. Then we can begin.
Don't worry, Galloway. I'm used to that kind of coppers. No problem. He was a bit annoying anyway.
Okay, just relax for a while. Here, have a glass of water.
No, thanks. Oh, wait a minute. I take it back. Actually, I'd like some. Thanks. Hey, now I remember something. This was a long time ago, back in the 80s. I was at the fair. In my hometown, there was such a great weather and a lot of happy people at the amusement park. I was wandering around at the concession stands. Then I arrived to this attraction where you could shoot down, what was it? I don't remember.
Start from the beginning, please.
I'm at the gate of an amusement park. It's a sunny day and a lot of people have their destination here. I can see several attractions. A roller coaster, Ferris wheel, and old ghost train, and the game hall on the left.
Now, use the touch screen to choose the place where the young Mr. Burton will go. Do you wish to? Line up, walk towards the ghost train, enter the game menu. Head to the arcade hall. Line up for a roller coaster ride.
At first I didn't realize that the line for the roller coaster was so long. There was some problem with the attraction. After about 5 minutes of waiting, I decided to give up. What attraction should I go next?
Would you like to enter the game menu and go to the game hall? Enter the game menu. Go to Ferris wheel. Go to the game hall. Go to Ferris wheel.
The wheel is a huge attraction. Fortunately, there's not much line for it. I gave the ticket and stepped into the cart. The whole round starts very slowly, because the wheel has to stop frequently when leaving people out and taking you in. Finally, I'm at the top. There's a nice view all around. This is my city. Not a city by millions, but hundreds of thousands. I don't know all the churches and towers that I can see. And yeah, the Ferris wheel was a slight disappointment. Simply not enough speed or explosions. I head for the game hall. The game hall makes strange noises. Some older guys are playing pinball in team. They seem to have a lot of fun. They don't even notice me. Should I play a game? I have a few quarters in my pocket.
Do you want to walk to the duck shooting stand? Play a game. Walk to the duck shooting stand. Enter the game menu. Play a game.
There are so many arcade games. I have to choose between nearly 20 different ones. This game looks very cool. It's about a commando who runs through the war zone and shoots everyone. He casts grenades all over, and everybody dies. I play the game for about 10 minutes and finally lose all my lives. I didn't get a high score, but the game is addictive, so I play another one. Then all of a sudden, a friend of mine from school shows up. I get a little distracted, but succeed to improve my score. Dave asked me to join him and his dad at the duck shooting stand. He tells that his father can give tickets for a full round. I join them. We start the shooting. There's a space for maximum of 4 shooters. We get the plastic guns that have some kind of laser detector. Dave's dad is not a bad shooter, but we're leading the game with Dave. Dave was one of my best friends, until we departed after high school. He went to study physics. I preferred law school. Well, I didn't succeed well and had to quit studies. I found work from a guarding company. After about 12 years, I met Dave again. He had moved to my town, and we shared the same hobby. Now I remember where the bullet hole came from.
This is great news, Mr. Burton. You're regaining your memories.
We were at the shooting club. Dave's small bore rifle was fired accidentally. The bullet scratched the back bumper of my car. That's where it came from.
Righty-ho then. Now our first therapy session is over. After a couple of days, you are ready to move back to your own flat.
All right.
See you then.
See you then, Mrs. Galway.
here we have it. Dorian do the potion.
We're soon there. I have some accessibility equipment for you.
Huh. Like what?
A new phone. It has extra large number-shaped buttons. We can program some quick access phone numbers into it.
Anything else?
We will install text-to-speech applications and a simple speech recognition software. It will help you to control the computer. You can listen for the news and music and so forth.
Yay. Long live computers.
Yeah, you could say that. Okay, we're there.
Right.
There you go. Now the numbers are in and the programs are installed, and they should work. Do you remember the shortcut dials, Clive?
Well, who should I call? Ask how they're doing? Eh?
Clive, this is important. You remember how to make a call?
Yeah, first I press hash, and then the number. Number 1 is for emergency, 2 for the taxi, 3 is to you, my therapist, Mrs Galway, and 4 is to my friend at the shooting club, and number 5 is to my closest living relative.
Excellent. You're doing well. I have to be on my way now. If you have something to ask, just call me, okay?
Sure. I have a fridge full of ready-made food, and I know how to use my 25-years-old coffee machine. Even now, blind. I'll manage.
The next therapy session is on Tuesday. The assistant will visit you twice a day to make sure you're doing well.
Right. That guy whom we met?
Yes, him. Okay? Goodbye.
Bye-bye. I feel like I'm in some kind of bizarre delirium, where things just happen out of nowhere. I don't want to tell anyone how lost I am. I can speak and think clearly, but I feel somehow sad. I have lived in this flat for about 10 years. I know these familiar smells and sounds around here. I was instructed to get used to the things again. I need to practice my touch sense by using my both hands so that I get as accurate sensation as possible. It is best to start from a familiar place, such as home. From now on, I would use my remaining senses to get the grip of living. Yeah, maybe it's good that they took the gun away. I have this strange feeling that I know more than I can remember about the accident. I'm just unable to phrase the thoughts, all mixed and mangled. I really hope that the therapy will help. Maybe I should just listen to some text-to-speech news and, I don't know, prepare some dinner.
Usually, there are 3 or more options to choose from. Take your time to browse through them. Do you want to go to sleep? No. Enter the game menu. Prepare some dinner and listen to the news. No. Go to sleep.
No. The files. I need to check out if my X-Files are still here. Maybe the snooping Inspector Wasky took them. I've hid them well. They include all of my recent cases. Both solved and unsolved. I just need to know if they're still here. Yes, they are here. They are safe and sound, exactly where I left them. Better keep them here. Now I can sleep at ease.
Mr. Burton. Clive.
Yeah. And, who are you?
I am your new therapist. You can call me Angelique.
Oh, really? It's strange, almost like, I'm,
What?
almost like I could actually see you.
You can hear me. You can smell me. You can touch me.
Oh, I didn't know I have two therapists.
But of course you have. I am your music therapist. Please relax and listen.
This is odd. I feel like I'm floating. What was that, Angelique?
There are things that are coming from your memory as sounds and voices. Just relax.
Am I dreaming by any chance?
Don't worry about that. Just take it easy. Lay freely. Don't let anything harm your state of mind. You can hear the stream. It flows through the meadow. Let yourself follow the stream.
I love your voice.
You have reached harmony in your mind. Here is everything and nothing.
Oh, I haven't felt like this since, I don't know, high school.
Now, Clive, I want you to focus.
Okay. What then?
Do you remember a case about a year and a half ago?
Yeah. I was in Thailand. What about it?
What did you see in Thailand at the warehouse?
Not much. Like strange equipment, securely covered. Unknown faces.
And is that all?
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like I'm one. Dissolving. Detective.
Now, Clive, you have been an excellent patient. Sleep now.
Good morning, Clive.
Good morning.
Did you sleep well at home?
It was fine. I actually met somebody.
Really?
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm not sure. It must have been a dream.
Okay. Could you get a bit more specific?
I had a dream about another therapist. She used some kind of music therapy.
That's interesting.
And it helped me. You know, I recalled something.
What did you remember?
There was somebody who saw the accident.
Really? Could you describe the person?
There was a man beside the road just before the turn where I drove off. He must have seen the accident. I just don't know who he was. Somehow all this reminds me of a case where I had to get information about a married couple.
Okay, please continue.
Even if you have a practiced eye and some experience, you cannot be sure what's happened to some particular individual. And we are so many. First night, I was at Khao San Road, Bangkok. I remember the name better from the similarity to Chaos Android, whatever that is. Anyway, it is the favorite street of farangs, masseuses, hawkers and peddlers.
No problem. But you Thai. What's that meant?
Tomorrow I'll be on Paradise Island, further south. The whole episode happened about 1.5 years ago. In January, I received a rather different assignment. It was from a man called Mr. Saphill. I heard that his wife, Mrs. Saphill, was not satisfied, so he wanted me to follow her. Mr. Saphill was going to the same island, and I was expected to report my investigations to him. Mr. Saphill, such a prick. I realized it immediately. He needed me to tail her to a tropical island, and the reason? Give me one good reason. He wanted to know what was in her mind. When something like this comes down to me, I'm not that good with people. Finally, I decided that the mission was to gather information such as who she meets and why. I got a photo of her. It is strange to go to another country and be after one certain woman. A woman who you only know by the name and photo. I was well paid in advance though. Her full name was Margaret Adeline Saphill. She was well educated, studied sciences, not necessarily ethnology, but some more advanced science. Some of the details were confidential, and they were not passed down to me. Sometimes it's a relief to think about other people's problems. It gives you a little distance from your own. Right now, I don't feel like confronting Mrs. Saphill, but I guess I have to. She is pretty, as far as I can see. This Thai island shore looks very appealing. My cheap hotel is located next to the fishing harbor. I can see more locals than foreigners on this side. I usually smoke cigarettes only when I'm driving. It helps me to relax. Now, I have to make a rare exception and smoke right here at the beach. I need to think. I know all about mind reading. And with these new flip-flops, I can probably sense something even more. I'm rewinding my agenda. I need to... Damn. Those cars pass nearby. I need some more truths about these lies. On the island, there's only a few little villages with shops and offices. I knew that my subject lived in a villa less than a mile away beside the beach. Mrs Sapel. Ah, the ocean. The fishermen have already brought their catch to the market. The quickest buyers get the best parts. Local snapper is delicious.
Do you want to enter the game? No. Head towards the beach. Walk along the road. Head to enter the game menu. Head towards the beach.
Cool air is refreshing. It is still early morning. Most of us, the tourists, are still sleeping. The sand under my flip-flops is thin and white. I can see several diners just between the road and the beach. The party area is further away.
Do you want to step into the water? Search for a diner and have some breakfast. Enter the game menu. No. Search for a diner and step into the water.
The water is warm and soothing. I could spend here the whole day. The waves have brought up seashells. They're in many shapes and colors. Small pieces of corals and clams.
Do you want to walk towards the party beach? No. Have some breakfast. Walk toward. Have some breakfast.
Every beach hotel and diner here has a dog. A dog. The oldest friend of man. They're guarding all kinds of things. A territory, a friend, or a sack. Probably anything with a value. Woof! Woof! Foxy, little mutt. It is probably guarding an identity 3 times of its own size. Ah, I'm afraid the places aren't open yet. The party beach is about half an hour walk from here. I'm heading towards the party beach. Maybe the beach has already woken up from its continuous hangover. I have a small photo of Mrs. Sapel in my pocket. I'd like to give up my silly mission and just relax. There's quite a lot of people here already. Kids are bouncing back and forth, wetting their shirts and all. I was already thinking about the differences between countries when I spotted her from the crowd. She's walking towards the beach as well. Now, this is my chance. Hey, mind if I join you? Sorry. Have you had your breakfast yet?
No, I haven't, but I'm not really that hungry.
Okay. I bet you love some cold drink in the midday sun.
Oh, yeah, well, that I wouldn't resist. Let's go.
Great. I know a good place, really. This morning has been awfully fluent in many ways. I lead Mrs. Sapphel to the beach restaurant. We order cold drinks on ice.
I'm Margaret. Margaret Newgrills.
Clive. Clive Mason. Nice to meet you. Fake name for a fake name. I'm reaching the higher levels of nail-biting excitement. I have difficulties to keep calm. Oh, her smile hides vast mysteries, leaving me breathless. Her presence is overwhelming.
Have you visited Thailand often?
Do you want to say agree, but tell her say that this is the first trip? Agree, but tell her that the language isn't easy. Enter the game menu. Say that this is the first trip.
This is actually my first trip here to Far East. The warmth is comforting.
Well, you must be interested in some of the local services. Thai massage. Lady boys. How many Thai ladies have you met?
Do you want to say that you've enter the game menu? Say that you've had very many sexual relationships recently. And ask what she means by that. And say that you've had very ask what she means by that.
Mrs. Safir laughs in a pretty annoying way and takes a sip.
You do know what I mean if I say Thai ladies. Don't be silly, Mr. Mason.
Oh, you mean prostitution? I'm quite against that.
Really? What is your opinion on prostitution in general? If I'd be selling my skills, body and time for a reasonable price, would you prefer my services over theirs?
Tell her you would release her from her position as a prostitute. Say that you're not interested in their services. Suggest a swim. Enter the game menu. Tell her you would release her from her position. Say that you're not interested in. Say that it would be okay for a single person.
It's okay, if I'm not cheating.
Oh, you're loyal to your wife at home.
I'm not married, really.
I believe that. You didn't need to take off the ring at the airport. It always looks a bit embarrassing, don't you think?
I guess it does.
Do you want to enter the game menu? Ask about her missing ring. Suggest a swim. Ask about her
And where is your ring, Mrs. Newgrills? Mrs. Saphill takes a closer look. I can see her eyes through the sunglasses. She's inspecting me. I must admit, I love her attention. What is in her mind?
And you're on an innocent holiday? Let me guess. Just a 2-week trip to get your mind out of work.
Do you want to reveal that she is being spied on? No. Say that she is a mind reader. Reveal that she is being spied on.
No, Mrs. Saphill.
What did you say?
Yes, you're right. I know. Your husband sent me to spy on you.
What?
The superficial holiday smile on her face dissolves. Mrs. Saphill takes off her sunglasses. She is staring at me with an empty look. It was like she just vanished, became invisible.
What did you say? Why are you telling this to me?
I want you to know. I think you're a fantastic woman who deserves someone better than Mr. Saphill. Sorry to say this, but it's true.
Mr. Mason, listen.
Sorry. My name is Burton. I also have a spare name. I'm Clive Burton.
Okay, Clive. I want you to know something. I just can't tell it here. Come over to my place.
Okay. Are you sure? Let's go then.
Clive, are you sleeping? Clive?
Did you say something?
Yes, you were talking about this person called Mrs. Saphill. What happened then?
In Thailand. Not much. We enjoyed our time there. There was a safari ride, and about 3 days passed. Nothing happened. Then I had to make my report to Mr. Saphill.
Sorry for my curiosity, but I'd like to ask about Mrs. Saphill. She wanted to tell you something. It sounded very important. But we can also change the subject if you'd like.
Well, she told me how dangerous man Mr. Saphill actually was. We went to her hotel room and she had recorded some recent phone calls between him and some local provider. I wanted to hear if any of her theories were correct. Margaret was not allowed to enter Mr. Saphill's warehouse or his ships at the harbor. One evening, Mr. Saphill was coming right up with his fancy air-conditioned car.
I don't know how to say this. I think I'm falling in love with you.
Really? I thought I was the most untrustworthy thing you've ever encountered.
You are smart and good-hearted man. You revealed how my husband tries to keep his eye on me. Now he must face the consequences. I want to get rid of him. Clive, can you help me with that?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Clive, I need to go. I got a message that he is coming here today to this village. You know what to say in your report?
Sure I do.
Hey, that's him. Clive, that's him. He can't see me here. I need to go. Call me after you've returned. You must. I love you.
Oh, hello, Mr. Saphill.
Hello, Mr. Burton. What a pleasant surprise.
Don't mind if I say this, but that is such a fine car. Chevrolet, is it?
Yes, it's a custom model. I'd like to have a little word with you, Mr. Burton.
Oh, of course. That's no problem. Is the Tiger restaurant okay?
In fact, that was precisely what I was thinking of. Igor, pull over. We'll park here.
Oh, hi. Igor, was it?
Mr. Burton.
Now, Mr. Burton, I've been observing you closely during these last days. Very closely, actually.
Okay. And you need to know what is in her mind?
Yes, exactly. That's my man. So, what has she been up to? I want to hear all the details.
She has been partying a fair amount. You know, sleeping late in the morning. That indicates obviously that she might have at least adequate daily beverage consumption, if you know what I mean. This might be a lifestyle issue, but falls nicely down to a category of dazzling tourist with extremely hot pants.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
Now, look, I've inspected the hotel activity. Her sheets are changed daily, but neither does the information collected from her garbage bin support any theories of nighttime escorting phenomena.
Escorting? You're a hilarious man, Mr. Burton. But at least what you've been doing sounds professional. So, she's clean?
Yes, Mr. Saphill. She's clean. But there are all means to believe that the escorting appearance takes place elsewhere. During the past 2 weeks, she has not found companions out of the ordinary gangbanging squads. You know all that.
What the hell? The ordinary gangbanging squads?
Yeah, sorry. It's quite clear that your wife loves sex, but not in that particular formation. She has been flirting with about 70 to 80 men, but only 5 of them meet her real interests. However, these are not matters that would threaten your marriage in any way. Now, Mrs. Saphill, sorry to say this, but somehow I believe that you knew what she was up to.
Okay, Mr. Burton. Thank you for your services. I think your part in this is done. I expect you to leave the island now, and I will contact you back home if I deem it necessary.
Very well, sir. You have my number, right? It has been a pleasure working with you. Goodbye.
The game is saved. What do you return to the game?
It is the following day, about 4 p.m. Mr. Saphill dismissed my assignment. He had no further questions. It looked like he didn't know about me and Margaret. Thanks to her advice, I'm going to gather some information about Mr. Saphill's settlements. I'm on my way to the harbor. While walking beside the diner stands, I realize that I'm hungry and in a hurry. What a typical situation. The sizzling steaks look delicious. Thai man is preparing the meals with his family.
Do you want to eat some excellent Thai curry? No, go straight to the harbor. Get some takeaway food and eat later.
Yes, indeed. Some takeaway food is the best weapon against hurry and accelerated lifestyle. I pay for a couple of wrapped steaks and slide them in my bag. Evening supper. Now settled. I am ready to continue my investigations. In about 15 minutes I reach my destination. A small harbor area on the east side of the Paradise Island. I can see some vehicles and cranes in the distance. Then I find what I was searching for. A ship named Arvo. It seems Mr. Saphill has a seaworthy ship, ordinary workers, slovens and sailors, who probably don't know much about the cargo content. It is hard to say, are they all involved in the smuggling operations? There is a roundabout and stairs going down to the warehouse.
Do you want to lurk around the ship? Approach the mysterious warehouse. Enter the game menu. Lurk around the ship.
Arvo is being loaded and unloaded at the same time. Some ordinary boxes and sacks are being carried to the lorry. Then I realize that I'm being watched. I turn around and walk away and sneak to a small path. It takes me to the warehouse. Apparently, Mr. Saphill uses local labor to keep the places tidy. Sun is shining brightly, but it's unable to release the tension. You know, usually scary things happen in the dark. About 50 feet away, there is an entry to the warehouse. And further away, I can hear somebody sweeping the floor. Oh, great. 2 big hounds are guarding the entry. I might have difficulties to sneak in the building, but I have to try. Then I realize why the dogs were so curious about me. They sniffed my supper. Oh Lord, is this it? I need to feed Mr. Saphill's dogs as well? I throw the steaks for the hounds. They can't resist an extra meal, and I sneak inside the building. It takes a while before my eyes adapt to the darkness. I can see various containers from Hong Kong and some unknown Oriental labels. I'm trying to navigate by listening the sounds around me. I've advanced carefully towards the conversation echoing in the hall. There's a group of workers ahead. Mr. Saphill is there as well. He's giving instructions. I can't hear what they say, but I can see several opened iron barrels. There is about 20 hexagonal crystal plates that are being handled very, very carefully and synced into the barrels. Then a guy with welding equipment appears, and he starts his job. This is very, very weird. What are these shiny crystals? Diamonds? No. No, they can't be. Some precious high-tech jewels, maybe. Now I can hear approaching footsteps. Quick. Think of something. I need to hide. In fact, I better run. Just with a little luck, I evaded the hounds and the entrance. They start barking, and I speed up to my maximum hiking velocity. I can hear echoes of intense shouting. A truck is being ignited brutally. In some minutes, I'd be on the road again to the village center. Yes. I'm at the village, out of breath. I gotta calm down. Here's good. Mr. Saphill's gorillas are after me, and they're following me by car and by foot. Why a guy with long trousers looks always so suspicious here? I'm trying to avoid running. Now, I surely hope there would be a lot of tall people to hide behind. Oh, that car. I know it. It just made a turn from a warehouse road to an alleyway. This might be my chance.
Do you want to hide behind a garbage container? Enter the game menu, run to the hotel, buy some cigarettes.
There's a little stand full of souvenirs and other little things. All of a sudden I make a turn and say to the guy in front,
Hello.
"Hey, do you have cigarettes?"
Yes.
This is the old ask for cigarette trick. The guy brings up a narrow variety.
Cigarette?
Yes, I'd like to buy some cigarettes.
Same.
Yeah, the local ones. No, not any famous facts. Great. It seems my trick worked. The gang after me passed by, and they didn't recognize me. That's good. The road they went is a dead end. They will be coming back soon.
Do you want to sneak into a quick market, run to the hotel, hide behind a garbage container, and sneak into a quick market?
Now I'm trapped in a shop. There's only one exit. The minutes dissolve slowly. I have to use all my concentration to keep calm. Easy, Burton, easy. You're just a silly tourist in a new attraction. Calm yourself down. Take it easy. After about 15 minutes, I take a look at the street. Everything looks safe. I made it. Yes, I made it. I made it.
That surely was the suspenseful experience for you.
And I remember who the man was.
The man who saw the accident?
Yes, it was Mr. Saphill. It must have been.
Okay, it's good that you're associating things and you're able to make connections between past and present. But I would suggest some good night's sleep. You see, you will be visiting the swimming pools in a few days.
Swimming is my new hobby. My assistant took me here. He instructed me how to come over by myself someday. Yeah, someday. Someday I will do it. This is so relaxing. I like it here. The water, such a natural element. Even in a pool. What if we were all just fish? My life is empty, from inside out. My eyesight is gone, my work as a detective is gone, and pretty much all with it. But I do believe that the therapy can help me. Maybe I've already forgotten what I can remember. Or maybe it's better to concentrate on my daily life. I don't know. I'm at home. I have my closest relative's number on my large button phone. It's my sister, Chelsea. From my perspective, she lives far away abroad, in St. Petersburg, Florida, US. She's divorced recently and is going to raise 2 kids. She got the news about my accident on the very next day. We've spoken once since then. She's coming to see me. Around 7 p.m. the phone rings. She's calling to me. Burton?
Hi, it's Chelsea.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. Got out of hospital 2 weeks ago. You?
I'm okay. I've thought a lot about you. What really happened?
I don't know. I speeded up. Drove off-road, crashed and lost my eyesight. Or that's at least what the doctors said. And the inspector thinks.
What do you think?
Doesn't seem to matter much.
You said you're in therapy, and the therapist mentioned the loss of memory as well? But you sound like you do remember things.
You're not my therapist. It's not your field of expertise, dear sister.
Okay, you don't want to talk about it.
No. Sorry. Not necessarily. How are things in St. Petersburg?
Clive, I've been reading about things. Therapy might help you to remember. I always considered your job dangerous. What if somebody somehow arranged this accident? Is anybody protecting you?
Protecting? Come on. You've watched too many late-night TV series.
Just trying to help. Clive, I'm sorry because...
Because what?
I can't make it yet. We can't come to visit. There is an awful workload with the deadlines. I'm buried with work. It seems that I'm always in a hurry. These are stressful times. I'd take the kids with me, but Julie is sick. She's getting better already. But this is not a good time for traveling. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. I've plenty of time now. And besides, it was nice that you called.
I wish I could do more. This is not the time for me. I'm sure it's not easy for you.
Right. I understand.
Okay. Bye. Bye, Clive. And take care, okay?
Yeah. You too. Bye-bye.
Do you want to listen to the radio? No. Try to get some sleep. Listen to the radio. Try to get some sleep. Listen to the radio.
Hi all. You know me from the telly, the late night talkies with Dorian Do. I'm now at the radio station to tell you something. I'll be interviewed in a short while. The interviewer, such a handsome guy, just sat down and he's been blindfolded. And the director, she gave me the honors to do a little intro. Now I will go and surprise the guy. Hello, Mr. Interviewer.
Oh, dear heavens.
I'm Dorian Do.
This is a great honor. Welcome to the show, Mr. Dorian Do.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. But you surely look young. Like, what the hell?
I look even younger than alive.
Sure, whatever that means. Dear listeners out there, I mean, Mr. Dorian here at the studio, he looks at least 20 years younger than I do. How is it possible?
Yeah, with a good way of living and a little bit of luck, you can do what I do. Of course, my only problem in being 52 years old is that when I buy alcohol, they always want to see my papers.
Okay, I guess everybody has asked this. Tell us, Dorian, what is your secret?
I've released a book about my bad habits, unhealthy things in the past. And for my fans, I write daily. The blog is great. It's magnifique. You see, I know many languages. And you find most of the answer from them, big boy. From the internet.
I see. The Herculean search engine knows everything. About your bad habits in the past. You still drink and smoke constantly. What I heard, and don't be offended now, you have been drinking and smoking for how long is it already? For the last 30 years?
Mais ou menos, yes, that's true. Yeah, that correct. But you don't need to worry that stuff. You see, good porridge in the morning is better than a glass of wine in the evening. But you see, I'm an artist. I love to dance. I'm dancing all the time.
That you surely do.
This is my new product. You see, an extra life potion. When the album was released, we had this health product. A little drink. Look.
Oh, you have one with you. One of the potion.
Yes, I love it. I love it myself. I've given it to my neighbors. Ik heb een buurmeisje. And they want more. It's for your health. It extends your life. It brings good fortune. Happy things. All the things you want. Oops. Did I just give my secret away? Oh, me, because I'm fooling.
Please, Dorian.
Hot for dollar.
May I try it?
Go on, handsome. Shoot.
The taste is sweet. There's a hint of lemon. But you see, Dorian, we never dope here online on the radio.
Excusez-moi. What does Mr. Interviewer mean by that? It is not a drug. Nothing like that. It's the essence of time and life. It's ecological product.
Okay, sorry. That was just a joke.
There's hope. There's hope for everyone.
This
everyone.
is good
It's great.
and healthy stuff.
It's so great.
I recommend it for everyone. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will listen the best song ever made. 3 billion downloads in 27 minutes. Can you believe that? That beats all the 3 previous world records combined. Here it is, The Potion. And oh yes, 2 very lucky Dorian Duke fans have been carefully and randomly chosen from his tweet site.
My lovely fans.
Yes, Dorian. They will be released here into the studio. Mackie, please open the doors. Let them in.
What would I be without you girls? I'd be just an old fan.
We need you, Dorian. And we will tweet you.
Computer, stop. Where is this world going to? If the life expectancy increases and the population grows, the world is going to be filled by us. All kinds of humans. I'm not sure if I want to live forever. I guess that the only reason to stay alive is this. I still have too much to say. I feel tired. I just haven't done anything. What if I just made up everything? Maybe there is no one who's trying to harm me except my evil imagination. Yet I'm not a philosopher. Get a grip. Enough of wallowing in my miseries. I'm going to bed.
You haven't said much today, Clive. Is everything all right?
I haven't got much to say.
I know something is bothering you.
I guess. I should get that weirdo chip installed in my brain and become a cyborg. Then you could read my thoughts with the scanner and fix everything, right?
Why don't you have some chocolate?
Ah, leave me be. Keep your sweets. This is not helping.
People are different. You know that.
What? Are you now mad at me? I'm depressed. I don't want to do anything with this.
I thought that in your work as a detective, You've met a lot of different kinds of people. They all had their own way to do the wishful thinking. Can't you accept that? We're mostly living in a dream.
Ha ha! Yeah, sure. Look at me. Life is just a dream.
Laugh if you like. But these illusions collapse. It's likely that they're meant to collapse, so that we could understand something behind the illusion. In this we can really understand ourselves as we are.
And you've done that, Mrs. Spirit Healer?
I know your sarcasm. Suppose I have. I've become something more than my illusions. Would that ease your pain?
Mrs. Galway, I didn't mean to hurt you. Sorry. I just don't know you. In fact, I've never seen you.
Is this a matter of trust?
I guess so. Mrs. Galway, what do you look like? Could you describe it somehow?
I look fine. At least that's what people say if I ask them. Okay, come on. Touch my face.
No. It doesn't really matter.
Clive, I'm here to help you. You have to learn to recognize faces with a touch. Give me your hands.
You know, I was in love once.
Is there something you want to tell me about your love affairs?
I don't know. I don't see the point.
So you want to keep some secrets? That's quite all right. But telling might help. Is it about Mrs. Saphill?
I don't want to talk about it.
Then why did you start?
Okay, all right then. But I demand absolute professional secrecy from you, Mrs. Galway.
That is the normal convention.
Really, I mean it.
You have my word. This is my profession.
Okay. Well, listen. I was forced to do something illegal. Mr. Saphill found out that I had a secret relationship with his wife. Such a possessive man was a dangerous enemy. But what can I say? She was into me. I loved the excitement and danger around her. It was an evening when the phone rang. Margaret called. She sounded restless and alarmed.
Clive, is it you, Clive?
Yes, Margaret. What is it?
I'm in a great danger. It is my husband. He's threatening me. I don't know what to do. I'm so scared. Can we meet up?
Hold on. Where are you?
By the fountain park, behind the Osiris restaurant, in the center. He's searching for me. He will find me, and I don't know what he will do to me.
Can't you go to the police?
No, it's more complicated than that. Please, hurry.
I took my gun, coat, and car and drove there in about 20 minutes. She was clearly afraid of something. We hugged. I felt how lonely and defenseless she was. She was serious. We were about to go back to my car when a dark blue van pulled over. I realized it from that instant. They had actually followed me. I brought Mr. Saphill and his 2 gorillas to her. There was a short conversation, and an explicit display of a gun started to dictate what would happen next. Mr. Saphill's hate vibrated in the air.
Now, Mr. Burton, you better leave your pistol and your average Central European car right here. Don't get offended if you get a ticket. It's time for you to come over to my place.
Richard?
Why can't you just leave us alone? Get over
Get in.
We were stuffed in the van, and there was no chance to see out. We drove approximately 30 kilometers from the city center to a big villa which stood down in the valley. Soon after, we were directed inside the main building. Mr. Saphill kept dictating. It seemed that there was an emergency smuggling operation going on. It would happen tomorrow. Margaret would be kept as a hostage for the time being. I would be making the delivery.
Now this is what happens when you mess with my property, Mr. Burton.
He explained it clearly. It's funny how the villain bosses are pretty good in describing their objectives. Probably they learned the fluent articulation from the gangster movies. I would receive a little package at the airport's international area. Then I would step in the plane and fly to Moscow. In Moscow, a guy called Yuri, dressed as an airport guard, would pick up the package. Then I would return home, and Margaret would be released. I was never told what was in the so-called little package. Of course I knew that I had no guarantee that she would be safe after this. But I had feelings towards her. I couldn't say I loved her, but I desperately wanted to help her. I just couldn't live with myself if she would be harmed by these people. There was no way to turn this down. I had to accept this very risky smuggling operation and bend to their will. Tomorrow, at 1 p.m., I'd have to be at the international airport with my passport and flight ticket with me. Now I'm at the airport. I can see passengers going to the check-in. Some of them are anxious to fly away. The others look more patient. I don't feel comfortable. If I get caught, I'd probably go to jail. And that would be the end of my career as a detective. And a lousy beginning for a career as a smuggler.
Would you like to have a cappuccino? No. Contact the authorities. Reveal Mr. Play by Mr. Contact the authorities. Reveal Mr. Saphill's plans. Play by Mr. Saphill's rules. Go to check-in. Have a cappuccino. Play by Mr. Sap. Have a cappuccino.
The departure is in 50 minutes. There's still time to have a fresh cappuccino from the machine. I've always wondered what ingredients they put in. Machine cappuccino has always the same taste, no matter on which planet you're in or from. Grade average. What now?
Do you want to play by Mr. Saphill's rules? Go to check-in. Contact the authorities. Reveal Mr. Saphill's plans. Play by Mr. Saphill's rules. Go to check-in.
I stepped to the end of the check-in queue. I'm still wondering how Mr. Saphill had arranged this little package through the security. I thought that would be the hardest part. Maybe he has some moles in both ends. His mole here has probably seen the photo of me, so that he would recognize me. Okay. It's my turn.
Ticket and passport, please. Any luggage?
No, just this bag. Thanks. I'm standing at the international area of the airport. My flight leaves in about 30 minutes from the gate, D33. I guess that the guy who gives me the package to deliver will be there. Oh dear. All of a sudden, all the people around me look somehow suspicious. Except those kids.
Do you wish to walk to gate D33? Have a beer in the bar. Order a pizza from an Italian restaurant nearby. Walk to gate D33.
I am now at the gate, D33. The passengers are sitting on the benches and talking, most of them Russian. None of these people are related to Mr. Saphill, and I have a good eye. Then I hear a voice with an accent behind me.
Mr. Burton, follow me to the side.
I turn, and I can see a short woman who has a very young-looking face and dark sunglasses. She points out where to go, and I follow her. Then she gives me a great package.
I believe you need to pick this up.
Huh? I suppose so. A gift?
Deliver it to Igor.
Oh, that Igor. Yuri couldn't make it, eh? I'd rather work for them.
No further questions.
Like I would have anything to ask. Come on. But she was gone before she heard my question. I look at the parcel. It's small, yet somehow heavy. I'm awfully curious what's inside. It is well packed. Ah, the gate D33 opens, and the passengers start to flood in. I slip the baggage in my bag. Hopefully this odd transaction didn't look too suspicious. I found my seat, and I have my bag on my lap. There's just 2 fellow passengers on this row. I just might have a chance to investigate the box. The content is haunting me. The package is very heavy to its size. What's in it? Lead? Gold? Or uranium?
Do you want to follow the temptation and try to open the package? Resist the temptation and deliver it to Moscow untouched. Follow the temptation and try to open the package. No. Enter the game menu. Resist the temptation and deliver it to Moscow untouched.
Ah, the takeoff. It always takes your mind away. The flight takes 3 more hours. I had to use all my willpower not to think about the smuggling operation and the little box in my bag. A light meal is being served. It must be the tension. I didn't realize how hungry I was. For the rest of the flight, I closed my eyes and waited for landing. Finally, it started to happen.
Дорогие пассажиры, борт номер 747, Амстердам, Шипкол, Москва, Шереметьево, опаздывает на полчаса. Приносим свои извинения.
I'm now at the international area of Sheremenko's airport in Moscow. It's afternoon. There seems to be a lot of people around. I can see no smoking signs and luxury shops. The so-called little baggage is in my bag. I'm walking ahead. There's a bench. I decide to sit down for a while. It's absolutely impossible to get through the security check. I'd better wait for this man named Igor. After about 30 minutes, I notice that the 2 guys haven't moved much for a while. And finally they start walking directly towards me. This must be Igor. The guys are like pro wrestlers, thick necks and all. The one without sunglasses talks to me in English.
So, Mr. Burton.
Yeah, I am. I can see there's a hint of smile on Igor's face.
Welcome to Moscow, товарищ, comrade. Is this your first time here?
Cut the crap. I did what I promised.
A serious businessman. Okay then, where is the package?
I pick the package up from my bag and give it to him.
Excellent work, Mr. Burton. You should join our company. Now when you're a criminal too. Ha 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 ha. And have a nice trip back to wherever it is you go. Or maybe you'd like to stay in Moscow. The Selyanka soup is not the best in Russia, but the borscht is.
Hey, Igor, stop. Send the word to Mr. Saphill. Deal is a deal, right?
Don't worry. Everything is fine. You can go back now.
The guys hide the mysterious package and disappear behind the corner. What a trip. I guess it's best to fly back as soon as possible. At least I succeeded this far. But now I have a problem. I have no leverage against Mr. Saphill. I need more evidence about his illegal activities. Yet I'm worried. I just hope Margaret is doing fine. I wish so much all this really helps her to get away from these vicious people. Hey, I remember now. There's a connection between Mr. Saphill and smuggling operation and the company.
Okay. A company?
Yeah, this famous company. I think I wrote about it in my diary. This company, what was it? They have all kinds of products. Hakunen Corporation.
Clive, you look a bit tired.
Yeah, right.
I'm happy you told me about all this. It really helps me to understand your situation. Our next meeting will be after 3 days. Hopefully there will be good weather. Your assistant will take you home.
Okay then. Bye-bye.
Okay, maybe we can sit down here. Just a second and I'll wipe up the bench. Do you know where we are?
Must be Heidegger's headache.
Precisely. The kindergarten is on the opposite side.
You ever wondered where the name comes from?
Heidegger's headache? I always thought it's not an official name.
I guess it comes from a statue of Heidegger. It looks like he's in a little pain, like a classical philosopher, thinking too much and getting a headache.
In my opinion, too much thinking doesn't cause headaches. Worrying might.
You worried?
In fact, I am. I'm worried about your past.
You gave me your word, not to tell anyone about it.
Of course not. Hey, do you know what this is?
A cane? White, I presume?
Yes, not a magic wand, but very useful. Do you know how to use it? You must make constant sound with it, so that your spatial hearing will adapt. Then you will be able to recognize the surrounding obstacles and such. Try it out.
All right.
Good, excellent. Now wait, watch out for the dog.
Don't worry, I heard it coming.
Have you ever had a dog?
Yeah, but when I was a kid. Actually, it was my sister's dog. Trophy.
Acquiring a trained dog is a relatively long process.
They're great companions for any disabled person. Do you think you would want one?
I guess not. Mrs. Galway, may I ask you something?
Okay, what?
Something's been bothering me. What do you think about Mr. Saphill and his operations? Shouldn't he be stopped?
I'm afraid I'm not able to help in that process.
Yes, but if I wouldn't have all these disabilities, I could bring him to justice. That would be the long-awaited highlight of my career. But now, with this diagnosed loss of memory and blindness, I don't think the authorities will believe me.
You have no proof that your accident is in any way connected to Mr. Saphill. You're obsessed with the idea, aren't you?
No, do I really have an obsessive character? I'd rather describe myself as determined personality.
Come on, we just need to do some groceries.
I wanna play.
Soon enough. Hey. Oh, you dropped something.
Excuse me, I can't help myself from noticing. Children of the daycare look so pale. Is it an infection or what?
Oh, I don't know, but now when you say it, yes, they are pale. I guess they are playing too much. Alistair!
I don't wanna go.
Come on, sorry, we need to go.
I don't wanna play.
Pale children, did you say?
Yes, I saw them already from a distance. I was wondering, are they doing all right? This is a common daycare. They're heavily underfunded.
Right, I understand. Not very nutritious food. Shall we go then?
Where would you like to go?
Well, home. Enough of kids and dogs, don't you think? What was that? Did you hear that?
What? What are you talking about?
A strange buzzing sound on the left.
No, I didn't hear anything.
All right. It must have been rain or something. Let's go now. It's been a long day for me. I'm at home again. I have a lot of time to be alone. Maybe too much. My mind is bouncing between two thoughts. Lucky to be alive, and what makes life worth living. It's evening. The computer's on. According to my text-to-speech program, the time is...
Time is 8:22 p.m.
I'm a bit hungry. Maybe I should just warm up some supper.
Do you want to play some music? No. Heat up the food in the microwave. Listen to some news by using text-to-speech application. Heat up the food in the microwave.
Ah, yummy. Chicken, I believe. They have about 3 different meals. One of them is definitely chicken. It's a pity that my personal X-files are mostly written by hand. For some obscure reason, these modern devices don't read my beautiful handwriting so well. It would be good to refresh my memories with some details of my past cases. Well, if not. Let's listen for the news then.
CCMBC News. There has been a minor violent incident in the early morning club last night. At about 3:25 a.m. a group of seemingly very young men and women invaded the dance floor of the club, pushing and shoving other dancers out of the way as the song Potion by Dorian Dew started to play. 3 other persons attending the party, men in their 30s, reacted to this dance floor invasion by starting a fight. The club was closed for the night soon after the incident. The policemen who apprehended the suspects were amazed by the fact that the dance floor intruders were middle-aged. All who were involved were under mild influence of alcohol only.
Do you want to play some music? No. Research Mr. Saphill. Play some music. Research Mr. Saphill.
Computer, launch the search engine.
Hello, Clive. What will I search for?
Businesses of Mr. Saphill's company, Arvotech Corporation.
An official website found amongst 232 related subjects. Shall I read the first one?
Yes.
Arvotech Corp is a multinational company specialized in hospital equipment and maintenance. Annual revenue exceeded $5 billion in 2015. This year current chief executive officer has been focusing the business into a fast-growing INTU strategy of health products.
Computer, stop. Hello?
Hello, Clive. It's me, Angelique.
My heart stopped. This is impossible. She's not real. What is happening to me? Oh, it's you. Hi.
May I come over? It's quite cold out here. Maybe we could have a cup of tea.
Sure. Come on in.
I will be there in a few minutes. Bye-bye.
What the hell is this? Angelique is the therapist for my dreams. She's not real. What is going on? Is somebody really reading my mind? Did Mrs. Galway send her? No, she couldn't. She couldn't know who she is, or how she sounds like. What is this? I don't know. I guess I'm losing it.
Hi.
Ah, hello, Angelique.
It's so nice to be here. How are you, Clive?
Never better. I guess it's raining again out there. May I get your coat?
No, this is fine. I just wanted to see you and see how you are doing.
About the last time, I didn't really know you.
Don't you remember? We had such beautiful moments together.
It was an extraordinary experience.
Just lay down there on the sofa. Imagine something awesome together with me. Do you know this song? I will leave my jacket here.
What was that, Angelique?
Oh, sorry. I nearly fell. Just a second. Do you like this music?
Angelique, may I ask, may I touch your face?
Certainly. Here I am. You're so handsome.
This is funny. I feel like I've known you for a long time. Angelique, these are mine. No, leave them be. What are you doing?
Give me those files, you sucker.
No!
Get the fuck out of here! Fuck you! Oh, you bitch! Get out of here!
You are gone before you know it.
Oh. Answer now. Damn it. Oh, God, it hurts.
Galway? Hello?
Hey. Some crazy woman was right here.
What? Clive?
I was in a fight. I'm injured.
Clive, calm down. What happened?
She tried to take my files. She's up to something. She's real. Galway, she's real.
Please, I don't understand a word you're saying. Are you able to speak?
Yes, I am. But there's something wet. Hey, I think I'm bleeding.
Just stay there, okay? I'm coming. Excuse me, where is Dr. Gerblin's office?
Dr. Gerblin, end of the hall, on your right.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Galway.
Doctor, afternoon.
Yes, sorry, Dr. Galway, of course. And you probably already know Inspector Woski.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Galway.
Likewise, the Inspector. Doctor, how is the patient?
Yes, Mr. Burton, poor fellow.
Any development?
Minor bruises and wounds, a twisted wrist. Physically, he will most likely recover in a matter of weeks.
Physically? And what about mentally?
Yes, that is a bit more of a serious issue, I'm afraid. There appears to be no good evidence that would support his stories about somebody attacking him. I think the wounds were self-inflicted.
As far as I understand, somebody pretended to be his psychiatrist and tried to steal his documents. What I mean is that maybe somebody wanted to stop him.
Hold on, just a little moment. I took a quick look at these files of his. From my point of view, the notes are just assumptions written by an obsessed detective. They don't cover real evidence. In fact, they are clumsy insults towards certain businessmen and women who have achieved a lot in their lives.
In that case, it's probably best to take the files back to Mr. Burton and not refer to them. I believe that he's not seriously accusing anyone with such evidence.
Right. Please continue that subject elsewhere, if you would. My time flies, and I must explain a few things. We ought to apply some changes in Mr. Burton's treatment.
Okay, Doctor. What changes?
He will be kept here under supervision. I will inform the guards about him, so he will be safe, even if somebody would prefer to harm him.
Now, wait a minute, Doctor. You don't seriously believe that he's under any threat? Mr. Burton has admitted that he hears things that don't exist. How the hell are you going to protect him from the fantasy therapists and other fairies out there?
Thank you for your support, Inspector. Please don't worry, sir. Certain medicine will help in his case.
Medicine? What kind of medicine? What are you talking about?
Yes, sedatives will help him to keep calm, and the best treatment is to get some good night's sleep.
All right.
Rest assured, he will be safe here, and no harm will come to him, and we will make sure he doesn't hurt himself again.
When can I see him and talk to him?
Will the next week be all right for you, Mrs. Galway?
It is still Doctor.
So silly of me. Excuse me, Dr. Galway, of course.
It is a little bit far away. But yes, goodbye then.
Lovely, thank you.
Oh, Inspector, since the files are rather imaginative, may I read them? As a therapist, I need to diagnose his mental state.
All right, then. Here are the tales. He would make a pretty good novelist, if I may say.
I'm sure he would. Thank you, Inspector, and goodbye.
It's nice to get out of the asylum. What day is it? Was I there for a week?
It's Friday. You've been under supervision for 6 days.
I already feel like I'm an expensive burden for our society.
Let's not talk about that. That's not how society works.
Okay, let's not.
Oh!
What is it?
Oh my God. It happened again.
What? Who were they?
There was a father with twins. I've never seen such white skin on anybody.
Oh, that again. We are in the Park of the Pale Children. Why do you even care?
There must be something terribly wrong.
Don't worry. They just don't put enough vitamins in the soup at the daycare. But I think you have something else to say. Am I mad? Come on, please. Just say it.
Clive.
Mr. Burton, you're a loony. A fine cake with some fruits and nuts on it, right?
What I think is irrelevant. Dr. Gerblin didn't obviously know all the details about you, nor did the Inspector Vasky.
What do you mean?
I couldn't argue about the matter. Everybody thinks that you inflicted the wounds yourself.
But that is not true. It is completely hopeless to convince people from the patient's point of view.
Clive, I've made a conclusion. I want to help you, so that you could bring up the facts.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Some of your lost memories have submerged, but that is not enough when it comes to the authorities. A lot of evidence is missing. I've been reading about your, secret files.
I'm all ears.
You know the files about several cases you worked with in the last 2 years. You had photographs of Mr. and Mrs. Saphill, and some other individuals. You have several notes about a highly respected company called Arvotech Corporation. The company that is specialized in hospital equipment, such as blood transfusion and health products. According to your files, the smuggling operation could be connected to their research of a new product.
If that is true, then they seriously risked everything.
Yes, that link would have a devastating result for the reputation of Arvotech.
Illegal drugs, most likely.
By any chance, do you know what was in the little smuggled package?
It was heavy to its size. I don't know, I'm not sure. Some industrial chemicals, I believe.
That's not enough.
Yeah, I know.
Both Mr. Saphill and the Arvotech will deny everything. We need more proof.
We? Are you going to be a part-time detective?
Yes. This is what I wanted to talk about.
Great! You are interested in chasing international crooks and gangsters who spoil most of our fun and let theirs flourish in a secret tax paradise. Right on.
Not quite. But I'll be your assistant until you get properly settled. I talked with my supervisor. She agreed for the next 4 months.
Okay.
Shh. Just a second. Oh, my dear darling.
What are you doing? What the hell was that? A new choking by hugging therapy?
Sorry, it was an impulse. But I had to do it.
What? Why? Mrs. Galway, why did you embrace me like that? You are married.
Clive, I had to cover your face.
Cover me? Why?
Because that person who just passed us was Mrs. Saphill.
No. Hell no. How come?
I saw several photos of her in your files. It was Mrs. Margaret Saphill.
Are you sure of that? Really?
Definitely. She came from the daycare.
From the daycare? Wait a minute. I heard only one person passing by. She came alone?
Yes. She didn't have a child with her.
So, she can't be a regular customer of the daycare. The question is she visiting there? Or working there?
I don't know. But this is very peculiar.
How did she look like?
She looked rather sharp. And positive? No sign of harm, if that's what you mean.
Mrs. Galway, I have a bad feeling about this.
What do you mean?
I've been a terrible idiot. I thought she could change.
Please explain?
In fact, I've been waiting for her to call. She said she's on a work assignment abroad. You know, she probably hasn't heard about the accident. I mean my accident.
You loved her?
I don't know. I guess it was love. Or then it was some other kind of obsessive craving to be with someone. You know.
So you think she doesn't care about you?
Well, isn't that obvious? She doesn't. If she was ever interested in me, she was Mr. Saphill's toy, and proud of it. And she still is.
All right, I see. It's sad to hear, though. But at least you're free from her.
You think? Am I really?
You just have to trust me. But Clive, what is going on? What was she doing at that daycare?
Let me think. Was she pregnant?
I don't know. She didn't look like it.
Then I guess we will never find out.
Never? Let me take you back to the hospital. I have some business to attend to.
Right. Take me back to my asylum. And give me those painkillers. My neck hurts.
It is the following day. I'm heading to the daycare. I'm not a detective, but I have to do something. Nobody else believes in Mr. Burton's assumptions. Nobody except me. It's funny to think that somebody can hear my thoughts. So I'm pretending to be a therapist, Mrs. Galway. There are a lot of things I haven't said to anyone. Or should I say, you people don't know much about me. I'm not really a human being. I come from a distant planet. I still haven't picked my first name yet. My mission is to help mankind. Its misery and suffering is becoming meaningless. The events going on here in human civilization forced me to arrive. These activities were not ignited by human intelligence. I don't know who or what is pushing mankind to this kind of destiny. What is the reason behind it? Is this a large-scale perversion which is supposed to grind the very foundation of humanity? To make human beings easier to control? To prevent human beings from developing themselves? To turn them into spiritual gasoline for other entities from other dimensions? Certain ways of thinking would soon be extinguished. Now I need to wait here for a while. can see her. Mrs. Saphill. She's walking to the kindergarten. She opens the main door and steps in. I'm standing in front of the daycare. There is an empty playground next to me. The kids are now inside. Mr. Burton's suspicions were dreadful. I am here for the same reason.
Do you wish to? Go in. No. Wait for a while.
I waited for about 5 minutes.
The game is saved. What do you return to the game?
I realized that the children were going to have their daily nap. It was probably a good choice. To wait, I mean. The lobby of the Sunshine Daycare is now empty. There are no nurses around, just a bunch of children. The older ones are playing on a console of some sort. They do look distinctively pale. The game has mesmerized their attention completely.
Do you wish to? Ask the kids what game they're playing. Go to the office. Ask the kids what game they're playing. Ask the kids where the nurse is.
Hello, children. Does anyone know where the nurses are? The kids who are not actively playing look at me. They look a little bit sick, anemic. Once I repeated the question, a little boy gives a vague answer.
In the office. Come on, let me play as well.
Do you wish to? Ask about the game. No. Go to the office. Ask about the game.
So, little darlings, what are you playing exactly?
It's a new game that we only have here. I can't play this at home. It's a game where you collect berries and avoid bad candies. It's the best. Hey, my turn.
Very good. You got them all.
I have never seen a game console that looks like that. And for a strange reason, it smells like blood. Oh my God, somebody's coming to the room.
Do you wish to? Wait and see who. Enter the game menu. Hide behind the curtain.
Righty-ho, kids. I need to, take care of the flowers behind this curtain. Don't mind me. A woman steps into the room. I peek behind the curtain, and I recognize her. It's Mrs. Saphill. She pauses the game, and the kids are whining.
I want to play.
Okay, stop it. No more playing for half an hour.
Hey, it's my turn.
Your nurse will come soon. Get out. Shoo, shoo. Off you go, little devils.
The children are kicked out of the room. Then Mrs. Saphill returns to the game. She opens it up, and from the inside she takes out a little plastic bag. It contains some dark red liquid. Now she's about to leave. What should I do?
Do you wish to? Reveal yourself and ask what's in the bag. Enter the game menu. No. Sneak. Reveal yourself and ask. Sneak and follow Mrs. Saphill.
I decide to follow Mrs. Saphill. She goes into the lobby and opens a locked closet. I see a cooler and inside it similar kinds of bags. Oh my God! Those bags contain blood. Mrs. Saphill is harvesting blood from these innocent children by using some bloody game. Now I better get going, and fast, and I need to tell Mr. Burton about all of this.
Do you wish to sneak out of the door? Enter the game menu. Ask Mrs. Saphill for a way out.
You there? Excuse me, it seems that I'm a bit lost. Where is the exit?
The exit? The exit is that way. Go there.
Mrs. Saphill got startled. She looked at me confused and pointed at the door. Then I left the building. I believe I managed to get out without arousing too many questions. What terrible things they're doing in there, and why? Does the staff even know about this outrageous child exploitation that's going on?
Oh. What? What?
Hey, who are you? Get away from him. Hey, stop that. Clive, there was a man. He looked very suspicious. He tried to...
I can't.
Clive. Nurse? Nurse, can you hear me? Nurse, please come quickly. Clive. Clive! Oh my God. Clive!
Where am I? What is going on? Galway! Where are you? Where are you? Galway! Help! Who are you? Who are you? Go!
Clive, try to focus.
Follow the voice to the front. No. Enter the game menu. No. Follow the voice to the front. Follow the voice to the right. Follow the voice to the left. Follow the voice to the front.
Galway! Where are you?
Clive, this way.
Please hurry.
Clive, can you Clive, try to focus.
Please hurry.
Clive, I'm over here.
Crawl forward.
Galway, where are you?
I love you. Clive, try to focus.
Follow the voice to the right.
I can't hear you.
You're not supposed to.
Head forward.
Galway, is it you? Where are you?
Clive, it's you, Clive. Clive, this way.
Please hurry. Crawl forward. Crawl to the right.
Galway. Galway. Thank you.
What a strange week, I must say.
Clive, it was such a relief to see you waking up at last. I'm so happy for you. I didn't know what a human being such as yourself is capable of.
Galway. Sometimes you sound like an alien.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
Good afternoon. I am glad that you could make it. Grab a chair. Oh, here it is. Let me help you.
Thank you, Inspector. Good afternoon.
The game is saved. What do you wish to do? Return to the game.
Hey, Wasky, how's it hanging? We're at the police station, I believe. Am I, charged for anything bigger than speeding up?
Mr. Burton, my sincere apologies. Your charges have been dropped. Something new has come to light. You see, I must say that the most unlikely possibilities are not the ones that a decent police investigator like myself considers first.
What do you mean, Mr. Wasky?
Well, Mr. Burton's files had an important lead.
How come?
What kind of lead exactly?
Well, I am not authorized to tell the details, but his investigations were partly true. They were very, how to say, imaginative, but correct in the sense. A few years back, Arvotech Corporation had imported certain facilities which were used in blood transfusion experiments. These experiments were clearly conflicting against human rights and medical ethics. Therefore, they had to be disguised as a research for a new health product.
So, what now?
Mr. Burton, I must admire your bravery. I don't have a clue what it is to be blind and to avoid someone in the darkness.
Wasky, tell me, who was he?
Well, we don't know yet. Some hired hitman. Apparently not as good as he thought he was.
What a ruthless individual.
Very ruthless and vicious man.
Is Mr. Saphill part of the organisation?
Yes, he is. He started to clear his tracks and nearly managed to do that.
So, will he be charged? And for what?
Mrs. Galway, I must point that your initiative jeopardized the whole operation. You were lucky when you started your own undercover work.
What? Come on, Wasky. How come? She just believed in her senses.
I'm sorry if I acted recklessly.
Nobody knew what you were doing.
Nobody would have believed me or Mr. Burton if I hadn't tried.
Yes, right. I know.
I had to do it.
I am just against random heroism. What if something would have gone wrong?
I guess that we will never know.
However, that famous pop rapper called Dorian Jew, God, I hate that song of his. He has lost his fame for good. You see, his health products and his forever young look are connected to Arvotech. I'm sure Mr. Dew has a trick or two in his sleeve. He surely wants to remain rather innocent. But he is not the biggest fish in the lake, as they say.
Did the company really harvest blood?
Yes, yes.
From the little children?
This is the part I couldn't believe at all.
Yeah, that is the sickest thing.
They had constructed a custom-made game console device that sucked the blood from kids, innocent children, from their fingers and wrists. The nurses could never imagine what terrible deeds were going on. What absolute madness! A blood-sucking game console! Huh? Oh my!
And, what about Arvotech?
I guess I'll retire soon.
What is going to happen to Arvotech?
Well, head of the corporation probably has a smooth exit from all this, but their business is completely ruined. This leaves their markets open for the next ambitious conquerors. The federal regulations will be improved, of course. Most likely some politicians will take an advantage of all this. Things go in circles, you see. Somebody loses a great deal while some others win. The game is questionable.
Wasky, I have to apologize on my behalf. You're not such a prick for a copper after all. Are we good?
Thank you, Mr. Burton. You might have become a great detective one day.
So what about Mr. Burton's dreadful car accident? Is it not connected to this case?
Right. I almost forgot. Indeed. I need to show you something. Please follow me to the room of skeletons. Hey, a Constable Bible, Bronx. Could you open the locks for a minute? I'd like to talk with a certain individual. Well, hello there.
Inspector Wasky, when will I be released? This song is over, and you might soon find yourself in trouble.
Take it easy, Mr. Saphill. I believe we do have enough reasons to make you stay a little longer.
Oh, well. Isn't it the true gangster for all times, Mr. Saphill? You're now corrupting the police as well?
Burton, mind your own business.
Mr. Saphill was taken to our custody this morning. I'd like to give him a chance to confess something.
I've raised children. I've paid my taxes. Don't you get it? The whole society owes me a great deal.
Maybe so, but that doesn't give you the right to injure or disable anyone. Do you have anything to say on that?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Give me a break, Saphill. Who believes you now? Of course you know all this. Come on, he knows.
Now, Mr. Saphill. One of your colleagues has brought up an interesting detail of Mr. Burton's deadly accident. As far as I know, Mr. Burton tried to quit smoking, and a few years back made a decision to smoke only in his car. Not a healthy habit, but in this case, it seems that driving and smoking is extremely dangerous.
Hey, okay. I was about to quit completely, if that's what it's all about. So the blame falls down back on me. I get it. Don't smoke when you drive. As simple as that. Damn it, Wasky. Why all this trouble?
Yes, let me continue. One of Mr. Sapple's closest assistants saw a chance to get away with her crimes. She told that the cigarette box in Mr. Burton's car was replaced by a box that contained only one cigarette.
What? Really? In fact, that makes a whole lot of sense. I remember I had nearly a full pack of cigarettes in my car, but that night there was only one lucky fag left. That's why I didn't smoke it right away.
That lucky cigarette contained a special intoxicating treat. It made Mr. Burton pass out in about 10 minutes or so.
Oh my God. So it actually was an attempt of murder.
Yes, and we have evidence against you, Mr. Sapel.
I know my rights. You can't just make up lies like this. I want to talk with my lawyer. Now.
I am sure you will. Goodbye, Mr. Sapel.
Well, I'll be damned. I don't know what to say.
I guess it is best that we leave now.
Yes, of course. Goodbye for now. Take care, Mr. Burton.
Coffee will be ready in 3 minutes.
Yes, this is the machine I put my trust on.
Trustworthy machine. Righty-ho then. Now, Clive, to be serious, how do you feel after all of this?
I don't know. There's no returning back. But things are better than yesterday. Or last week.
That's good to hear.
Let's suppose we choose the starting and ending for our memories. This would be a good point to finish on.
Ah, because the memory would get a happy ending.
Yeah.
Let's leave a mark here then.
Listen, Galway.
Yes?
I have to thank you. Those voices that I've been hearing, they're not disturbing me anymore. I remember the things like I believe they happened. That's all thanks to you.
You're welcome, but, this is not therapy anymore. I thought we were friends now. Some joined perpetrators. Those who take justice to their own hands, temporarily.
Sure. And are ready to do it again. At any time.
Exactly, like vigilantes. What's the difference to a real crook?
Don't know. Mentality.
Oh, your mail just arrived. It's a letter from Hakunen Corporation. May I open it?
Go ahead.
It's an invitation to join the program of carefully chosen individuals to hear more about the Data Zens and Data Shell products and their usage for people with disabilities.
Oh dear Lord. They want me to participate to their weirdo chip experiments. Not gonna happen.
Well, it's not exactly experimental anymore. They're looking for volunteers who have lost one of their senses. That sense would be replaced with Data Zens, with no costs whatsoever. Amazing. How did they know about you?
I don't have a clue. They have a search engine, so they know a lot about us.
Profiling potential customers. Yeah, I get that.
Yes, but you see, I am more curious about this. Why did they send a letter to a blind man?
Yeah. Why a letter?
Congratulations! You have successfully completed At the Voice's End. Do you want to listen to the credits? No. Enter the game menu. Listen to the credit. Quit for now. Thanks for playing.